Heavy metal is a force of nature. It's loud, it's powerful, and it's here to stay. It has been a major cultural force for over 5 decades. It has influenced music, fashion, and even politics. Heavy metal is more than just music. It's a community, it's a way of life. Fans are drawn to its raw energy and its rebellious spirit. From its early beginnings in the late 1960s, heavy metal has evolved into a global phenomenon. It has spawned countless subgenres and inspired generations of musicians. This essay will explore the origins of heavy metal. We will look at the pioneers, the music, and the cultural impact. Join me on this journey into the heart of heavy metal. To understand heavy metal, we must first look to its roots. Blues and rock and roll are the foundation. The blues provided the raw emotion and the pentatonic scale. Rock and roll brought the energy and the attitude. In the early 1960s, bands like the Kinks and the Who started to experiment. They added distortion to their guitars. They played louder and faster. This was the birth of proto-metal. In 1968, in the industrial heartland of Birmingham, England, a new sound emerged. Black Sabbath, with their debut album, unleashed something dark and heavy. Their music was heavier than anything that came before. It was infused with dark imagery and a sense of foreboding. Black Sabbath's influence on heavy metal is undeniable. They are considered the godfathers of the genre. What makes heavy metal unique? What are the key elements of its sound? Heavy metal is characterized by its heavy use of distortion. Power chords played on heavily distorted guitars are a defining feature. The drums are loud and powerful, providing a driving beat. Vocals range from high-pitched screams to guttural growls. Lyrical themes often explore darkness, rebellion, and the occult. Section 5, Rebellion and Revolution, Heavy Metal as a Cultural Force. Heavy metal emerged during a time of great social and political upheaval. The Vietnam War, civil rights protests, and a general sense of disillusionment created a breeding ground for rebellion. Heavy metal became a voice for the disenfranchised. It provided an outlet for anger, frustration, and alienation. The music's aggressive sound and rebellious lyrics resonated with a generation. Section 6, Monsters of Rock, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, and the Rise of Hard Rock. While Black Sabbath was forging a new path, other bands were also pushing the boundaries of rock. Led Zeppelin, with their blues-infused hard rock, and Deep Purple, known for their organ-driven sound, gained massive popularity. These bands might not have been heavy metal in the purest sense, but their influence on the genre is undeniable. They paved the way for future generations of metalheads. Section 7, British Steel, the new wave of British heavy metal. In the late 1970s, a new wave of heavy metal bands emerged from the UK. Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Def Leppard, and Saxon took the world by storm. This new wave of British heavy metal, or NWOBHM, was faster and more aggressive. It emphasized melody and technical proficiency. The NWOBHM was a major turning point in the evolution of heavy metal. Section 8. From the underground to the mainstream, heavy metal's global domination. Throughout the 1980s, heavy metal continued to evolve and diversify. Subgenres like thrash metal, death metal, and black metal emerged. Bands like Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, and Anthrax brought thrash metal to the forefront. Heavy metal went mainstream. MTV gave metal bands exposure. Large-scale festivals like Monsters of Rock and Ozfest drew huge crowds. Heavy metal had become a global force. Section 9. Heavy metal's enduring legacy, a genre forged in fire and fury. Heavy metal has weathered many storms, it has faced criticism, censorship, and controversy, but through it all, it has endured. Heavy metal is more than just a genre of music. It's a culture, a community, a way of life. It's about passion, rebellion, and the freedom to be yourself. Heavy metal's legacy is one of power, innovation, and an unyielding spirit.